Welcome back, everybody. Adrien Broner gets the victory over Jovanie Santiago. Tough fight. You could tell Adrien Broner definitely had ring rust. After the fight, talking about the victory over Jovanie Santiago, the question was asked, will he fight again this year? Adrien Broner said adamantly 2 to 3 times. That's what I want to hear. You have to stay busy, especially looking how you looked in this fight. Didn't look like vintage Adrien Broner because despite what people say about him throwing more punches, Adrien Broner always looks good in his fights. That's pretty much the biggest, I guess, thing you could probably take away from the fight is he doesn't throw enough punches. But you can definitely tell in this fight he was in shape. But as far as him being fluid, looking sharp, crispy, like he usually does, you didn't see that Adrien Broner. But he didn't look like total, you know what I'm saying, trash. But you can tell Adrien Broner did have ring rust and it did show. But he did pull off the victory over Jovanie Santiago. You could tell Jovanie Santiago, he was the bigger guy in the fight. But if you know one thing about Adrien Broner is a tough guy, man. He has a chin. He took McDonald's, you know what I'm saying, best shot, and it did put him down, but it didn't knock him out. So you have to have some serious power if you really want to rattle Adrien Broner. And although Jovanie Santiago was the bigger guy, he didn't possess that stopping power in order to really shake Adrien Broner up. So Adrien Broner was able, you know what I mean, to stave off Jovanie Santiago. He wound up pulling out the victory. Now, question is moving forward, who will he fight next? Now, his fellow stablemate, you know what I'm saying? We all know him as Bunny. He also won his fight. Now, they talking about they want to take over the 140-pound division. Now, 140, Adrien Broner, he says that's his weight. We're just going to have to see. Depending upon who he fights next is really, really going to say a lot about where his career is going to go from here. He pulled out the victory. That was a huge win for Adrien Broner, but who will he fight next? That is going to be not only the question, but depending upon the caliber of the opponent, because I'm guessing whoever they find is going to be better than Jovanie Santiago. Now, if he fights the Cajun, that can be a tough fight. Adrien Broner has a chance to possibly get knocked out in that fight. You know what I'm saying? The Rougarou, he got power. You know what I'm saying? And he can box. So, moving on to Oscar Valdez and Berchelt. Now, a lot of people thought, and I spoke about this, I told you, man, Oscar Valdez has a nice left hand, but at the same time, if he can take Berchelt's power, he has a very good chance of pulling out the victory. And that's exactly how it played out. I was right yet again. Berchelt came into this fight a little bit shaken. Some say that he was a little bit too drained. Maybe he, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting warmed up for the fight, he pushed it a little bit too far. He came out possibly a little bit drained. And who knows? I told you guys, recovering from COVID is one thing, but the long-term after effects after having a virus, that can have an impact on your body. And if you're a professional athlete, it takes you a little while longer to get your legs and your body up under you. Now, he may have gotten physically, his body may have recovered, but we don't know the internal damage as far as his stamina, you know what I mean, his respiratory system, if it will ever be the same, you know what I mean? But I'm no doctor. So he pulled off the victory. This is Oscar Valdez. He wound up getting a brutal knockout. He caught Berchelt with a couple of nice shots, had him shaky, had him wobbly, but when Oscar Valdez connected with that last shot, put Berchelt out. You know what I mean? Nasty, nasty knockout. If it was a little bit more clean, honestly, I would say it possibly could have been a knockout of the year, but it was still a great knockout. Now Oscar Valdez becomes the junior WBC lightweight world champion. Now, Who does he want to fight? I'm glad you asked. Now, he recently, I ain't gonna say recently, but after the fight, during the interview, he called out, he said he would mind fighting Shakur Stevenson. Now, Shakur Stevenson, and I believe he was in the building for this fight as well, too. So, if he fights Shakur Stevenson, not only would that be a great fight, but that'll be a totally different fight, because Shakur Stevenson is a young, savvy southpaw, very smart, very sharp. So he won't, and Shakur can also bang too, you know what I'm saying? But he is a smart boxer. He bangs if he has to bang, but you can't expect a whole fight like that. So if him and Oscar Valdez fight, that would be a totally different looking fight than it was with Valdez and Berchelt. And Valdez also spoke about at times Berchelt try to keep him, you know what I'm saying, try to keep him in the middle of the ring, try to keep him banging. That's not the smart way to play it. I told you, Eddie Reynoso is very smart. He always talks about, and he wants his fighters to be defensively sound. That's why if you look at when he caught Berchelt with a couple of shots, he caught him after the get back. Berchelt threw a couple of shots. Oscar Valdez, you know what I mean, dipped him, came in, caught him with a couple of nice counters, and that left hand, you know what I'm saying, and caught him on the temple. That was it. You know what I'm saying? That was it. But Berchelt's legs in this fight, in my opinion, probably wasn't 100%. And in the end result, if your legs ain't 100%, that just adds to the possibility of you getting knocked out. And you saw what happened tonight, fight fans. So it was a great night of boxing. Adrien Broner gets a win. Some fans may love it. Some fans may hate it, you know what I mean? Everybody's not going to like you in life, especially in boxing. Oscar Valdez, he got a great knockout victory against Berchelt. So now he becomes one of the notable names, quote unquote, in that Mexican, not only heritage, but legacy. When you talk about the great fighters of Mexico, now you're going to talk about this young champion as well. So if he fights Shakur Stevenson next, that would be a great fight. But the lightweight division does have some options for him. So it was a good night of boxing, man. Like I said, Bunny, aka Robert Easter, he also got the victory. You know what I mean? Adrien Broner got the W. Valdez got the victory over Berchelt. It was a good night of boxing, fight fans. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. It's late, probably almost 2 o'clock. Just wanted to put something out, you know what I'm saying, to let the fans know. Some fans may have not seen it, may not know the news. So this is for you guys, man. This is why I do it, tired or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm an essential worker, also an essential content creator, man, because I got to make sure that my fans and my subs who stay loyal to the channel, they get this information, man. So I appreciate you guys. Stay blessed, stay humble, stay motivated. Protect yourself at all times, guard up and mask up. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Ding. See you next round. Talk Nation.